Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my home. My name is Becky, and I am so excited that you're here today. Well, it is kind of a gloomy day today. I woke up this morning, the ring notification bell was going off like crazy, and it appears that they are putting in our fence. We ordered a fence when we first got Barbara, and then Barbara ended up going back to her owner, and we had already ordered the fence, so it was coming and we couldn't change it because we had already made a down payment, but we're still happy to get it. I'll give you a quick little glimpse out there in just a second. You can kind of see what they're doing, but they're going to be doing that, which means I don't think I need to stray too far from the house, and I think David's actually going to come home too, just to make sure that everything gets installed the way it's supposed to, in the places that it's supposed to. So we're just gonna piddle around the house and do a few things. I do have a little haul for you. I got up Saturday morning. I am feeling much better, by the way. Whatever this was that hit me only lasted about a week. I'm not 150% better yet, but I feel so much better. Summer has it now, so she's in the bedroom. That's why I'm not being real loud. She's resting right now. She didn't get to go to work today either, so it looks like it's going to be a sick day at home for her. I have a little haul for you. Saturday morning, I got up and I had seen on Facebook where they were having an estate sale not too far from my home, and I wanted to go to that. Well, on the way to the estate sale, I stopped at this little house that had just popped the sign up in their yard. I guess they had some things, and I went in there. Turns out they have like a little miniature store in their backyard, in their little shed. And I said, what in the world? You've got a lot of stuff. And she said, well, we come out here every weekend and we sell. They weren't exactly what I would call yard sale prices. A lot of vintage, a lot of antiques, a lot of things that you could tell had been collected by them throughout the years. But I did get prices that you can expect at the thrift store, so I'm still happy with that. So I'm gonna let you look at the footage from that. I did ask their permission and let you see all the things that I saw, and then I will show you all the things that I picked up. Well, you can imagine my excitement when I walked into a yard sale that looked like this. I was kind of hoping that the prices would have been just a little bit less, because it's a yard sale. It's kind of what you expect, but honestly, they come out every weekend. They do this to make extra money, so I guess they know what they have. They seem to be collectors. It was an older gentleman and his wife, and then it looked like maybe a sister that was there as well. So there were two ladies and the gentleman that were having the sale, and they seemed to be having a good time hanging out. The weather was nice for them, so they were just having the best time there. They wanted to go to that estate sale that was down the road also, but they had not had the chance to go, and honestly, they would have been wasting their time, because by the time I got there on Saturday, it was completely wiped out. There was nothing left. It seemed that they were big milk glass collectors, because I think that was the biggest thing that was in this little shed that they had, was their abundance of milk glass. I don't collect milk glass, so it wasn't really what was drawing my eye, but I did find a few things in there that I really enjoyed. This ribbon was nice. It was definitely vintage. I could not think of a thing in the world that I could have done with it other than make another wreath, and I've made two recently, so I really didn't think I needed another one. They had lots and lots of dishes. This set here with I guess they're like pine cones on it, reminded me of my mother. I remember her having a piece or two from that set, and I'm really sorry that I forgot to pick up these. I was gonna get about 6 of these. They were $2 a piece, and that way I would have them to make a little place setting if I ever wanted to do a green setting for my table. I guess this must have been a toaster cover of some sort. I thought it was really sweet and cottagecore-esque that everybody seems to be so crazy about nowadays, but I just didn't think I had any place to put it. I have seen this cross-stitch pattern before. I think I've seen it in the thrift store, which may be where this came from, but I know I've seen it before. They had some beautiful tablecloths, lace tablecloths at that, but I got the ones I needed for Lily's wedding, and I just don't have another use for them right now. I saved back one, and I think that's plenty for me. I did see some amazing vintage towels. I kind of regret not getting them. You'll see them here, like there's some pink ones and red ones, there's some blue ones. These are really great pieces, but I didn't get them because I didn't know that if I really don't need them. I would have gotten them just because they were beautiful. They aren't the color of my home, but how cool would they be for someone's collection? I like that little Afghan. It would have matched my home for sure. I was hoping to find some cool vintage Christmas, but I didn't see anything that I had to bring home. I did look through it though, and it just seemed to be picked over at this point. That might be the first thing that people go to when they go to their yard sale, is the vintage Christmas, because that's always popular. But good news is that I did find one piece that I brought home that was in this little pile that I thought I could use for a future holiday. More milk glass, lots and lots, just an abundance of it. Lots of Avon, just some cool stuff, just fun things to look through. I'm sure you all at some point in your life have owned one of these dolls. I believe my mom had some. I also kind of regret not getting these glasses. There was definitely a set of 6, more than a set of 6, but all of them together were $12. So that would have been a nice little set to have at a pretty reasonable price. And then I told them that shelf was the real treasure, that mid-century shelf. And if I knew somebody who could use a shelf for their antique booth, that I would let them know. I know there's this one girl, Kitschy Katie, she at one point was looking for a shelf for her booth, and she does specialize in mid-century, so I'm going to send her a message and let her know that that's there. And we're finishing up here. Like I said, more milk glass, more doodads, knickknacks, and tchotchkes, which is my kind of yard sale. Tons and tons of picture frames. This is the outside section. Didn't really see anything out here that I needed. This bedspread was pretty groovy, but it looked like it had seen its better day, and I just didn't know that I would be able to ever use it in my home. But it was pretty cool to look at, pretty cool to find. I love the colors. Maybe somebody with a more brightly colored home could use that. And then they had lots of outdoor plants, which I took some pictures for my daughter Lily because she is very into plants right now. So we may go back and look at those. And if these chairs had been for sale, they would have come home with me. I'll show you a little sneak peek out here. I don't want to get their truck in the view, but like right over there, that's their trailer. There's the fence. It's going to be black, and it's kind of laid up against my shed. I know it might be kind of out of focus, but that's the fence that's coming up. Okay, we're gonna go in my craft room because that is where my goodies are. And I'm gonna have to tell you, it is a mess. All of this right here is left up from when I was decorating for fall, and I took everything out of my hutch. So just ignore that. We're not gonna talk about that right now. We're gonna talk about this. Yeah, I got a lot of cleaning that I could do today instead of thrifting or loafing or going anywhere. So I'm perfectly fine to stay home and get some things done. I got this little plate the other day. Where was I at? We went to the Habitat for Humanity in Myrtle Beach, and it was the only thing I bought that day. And I told you I was going to show it to you. I just put a little excerpt in there saying that was the only thing I bought, but I did get this little plate on that day, and we're going to hang this up on one of my plate walls. We'll do that today too. It was 50 cents, and it's the name of the design is Spice. It's made by Premier, and it's Japanese stoneware, and I think it's so cute. I think it's going to match in the set that I have in my master bathroom. Another thing that I get to go up on those plate walls to add dimension and texture and interest are wicker pieces. So they may be baskets, they may just be little spheres. whatever I can find that I think would look nice that doesn't protrude too far out off of the wall. And I thought this would be nice. This came from that yard sale. I don't know how much I paid for everything, each individual thing. Honestly, I just know I paid her like $12 for everything. But this, if you can see it okay in here in the dark, is going to go up on the wall on one of my plate walls because it's flat. It's interesting. It's just really ornate and pretty. So that's going to be neat there. And then I got some, I know I bought some placemats. I paid $30 for these placemats. You're going to hear them back there working. From Home Goods. And then as soon as I got them and put them out on my table, which I love them, I ran across these at the yard sale, and there were 6 of them, and I think I paid $5 for all of them. I put them in the washing machine already, and they washed up beautifully, and they're just laying perfectly flat. But this is the color that I love. I think they're going to be a nice little addition to my table. I'm going to leave the ones that I just bought out right now because they're pretty and I love them. I can just change them out, but for $5 I wasn't going to turn them away. I was actually looking on eBay for vintage placemats before I saw the ones in Home Goods, and they're hard to find a set of 6 at a reasonable price. They're kind of on the expensive side, especially, which, with eBay, you have to pick your seller. You have to find one that's not trying to overcharge you, and you also have to check your shipping. There's all kinds of little things when it comes to buying from eBay, but either way, we got some placemats. And then this is, I'll save that for last. That's gonna be the last. So I love the plastic greenery that you get during the Christmas time season, and I saw this and I thought this would be cute for Easter. It's just got little daffodils. These look just like the daffodils that my mom used to grow in her yard, and they still pop up despite the fact that her house is gone now. Those bulbs will be there forever and they'll still pop up. It's just a little candle ring, so not sure how much I paid for it. Again, a couple bucks, but I'm going to put this in my shed in the Easter stuff and bring that back out then. But it is plastic. So, and then this is the final thing I got. This is like the big ta-da that I think you guys are going to love. So I told you that cottage core and grandma core and all of that is very popular now. And I told the girls, I said, those little girls on TikTok would have a ball over this. But I found this pocketbook. And look how cute it is. I'm going to use it, if it will work, to like carry my Bible in to church, because I think that would be so sweet. I have taken it apart and washed it. It is homemade. You can kind of tell it's homemade just because of the way that it's put together. It's got these little wooden brackets, I guess, that the strap goes through. But look at the detail of that little house. I got a couple stray threads here that I need to trim off. There's another one right there, but isn't that pretty? I thought that was so precious, and it's quilted, like the trees are quilted fabric, and I just loved it. I think it's just so beautiful. This is how the handle looks, so it's kind of rough around the edges a little bit, but I don't care. I love it. I think it's precious, and I think that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Bible in it and carry that to church on Sunday. And I think I told you that I did put it in the washing machine. It washed up great. Everything was fine. I was able to take those wooden brackets off and wash just the fabric and then put everything back together pretty nicely. So that's my little haul that I got from the yard sale Saturday. I also have a package sitting in my car that I need to bring in that we need to open together. Let me go get that and we'll do that together. Okay, I got the package. It's from Ken and Julia, and I've told you guys about them. They are very, very special to me. They they've always just kind of sent me little goodies. nothing that they go out and spend money on or anything like that, but you know, kind of like a grandma or a grandpa would do. Like you go to their house and they say, hey, you might can use this, and they'll send me, you know, little craft supplies and scraps of fabric and things like that. Actually, I used some of the scraps of fabric on my little scarecrow project that I made the other day, and they just remind me of my little pseudo grandparents on the other side of the country, and I just think they're precious. So she wanted me to have a piece of her Halloween collection. I haven't seen it yet. So she's got it packed up and she sent it to me. So we're going to open this together. Again, this was one of her pieces that she felt like I would love and wanted me to have. So we're going to open it up, and yes, and I'm going to send Julia a message because she's always worried about if it got here safely and everything. So I need to do that as soon as I finish this and let her know that it arrived safely. All right. They did a good job of packing it. Okay. See what we got in here. I always like to reuse this bubble wrap too, because I always have goodies to wrap up after the holidays. I think this probably might be it here. There's a couple different things to open. Let's see. Oh, and she sent me a little stuffed animal too. Oh, how cute. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that precious? It's me and David. Or it's Ken and Julia. All right, let me get it opened here. Might take me a second, and I don't know if you guys are like I am, but I don't necessarily like all the crinkly, cracky sounds. So I'm gonna open this, and I'll be right back. Okay, I haven't finished opening it yet, but I got a little glimpse. I got a little glimpse, and I think I know what this is. And if this is what I think it is, oh my gosh, Julia, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is amazing. Just, oh my goodness. I don't have this piece, and I always look at it. It's exactly what I think it is. I always look at it like on eBay, and you know, they want so much for it. Oh, Julia, oh my goodness. My goodness. I'm making you guys listen to the crinkly cracking because I wanted you to just see. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh. And you know what goes here? There's a pumpkin that goes here, which was the second piece here that I haven't opened yet. Julia, you are so precious. Oh my goodness. Now I know why she was so concerned with it, making it here on time. Or not on time, excuse me, in one piece. Here's the pumpkin that sits in his hand. Look at that face. Look at that face. Oh my gosh. And he just sits on top like that. Wow. Thank you so much, Julia. I'm getting ready to email you right now. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is such a treasure. Oh my gosh. This is amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna stop the video and go email her right now, and we'll be back with more shenanigans in just a few minutes. I don't know what we've got going on today, but it's just gonna be a hodgepodge of happenings, I guess, for today. Okay, I just went and thanked Julia. I told her that I needed this smile this morning. It's been a rough yesterday afternoon and today with the news going on, and I needed that. That just brought the biggest smile to my face, and they are such a blessing to me. I just can't even tell you guys. I have one more thing I want to share before David possibly walks through that door, regarding the Halloween video that I did where I said that we were going to do a giveaway So I want to talk to you about that. So let me get my stuff together. I'm going to change locations and we're going to talk about that. Okay, so I put out a video, Halloween haul part 2, and it did pretty well. I got, oh gosh, it's not going to tell me here. Hold on, let me pull this other thing up. I got so many comments. So what I did is I said at the end of the video that I wanted to do a giveaway, and I had this little salt and pepper shaker set. It's a little Johanna Parker set, and I wanted to give it away to somebody. Just leave a comment underneath, leave an emoji underneath the video, and I would put you in a drawing. Well, we have 373 comments. I spent a long time. So each one of these pieces of paper is the names. Both sides, I've got it folded in half. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 so far, and I've got more here because I have more to do. I have a pile more to do. So each 7-page papers, both sides, listed all the way down. I've got to finish that up, put everybody's name, cut because I don't know how to do it electronically. All I know how to do it is with pen and paper. So I'm gonna cut up each little name on the strip, put it in a big basket, and do a drawing. And if I can manage to get that done in this video, I will. If not, we'll do a little special, in like a short or something, so you don't have to wait. But because I had so many, I was like, good grief, this is gonna be crazy. So I went back and I got another set of salt and pepper shakers. So I have 2 to give away. So you've got 2 chances to win the salt and pepper shaker. If I could have found another, I would have bought another. I would buy everybody a set if I could, but I can't because the comments are just like making me say, oh, I want to give it to you, I want to give it to you, I want to give it to you, but I have to do this fair. So I'm going to finish up at some point today writing all those names, and very soon, because I cut the comments off last night at midnight because I had to. I have to stop it at some point because they were still steadily coming in. I'm going to try to get that done very soon because I want to get those out in the mail to you as soon as possible, because I know a lot of people decorate early and you need your little Johanna Parker pieces. I do want to tell you this though. I was complaining about the prices being more at Home Goods than at Marshalls and TJ Maxx. So this is the Home Goods price, and this is the Marshalls price, if that tells you anything. This one's $12.99, this one's $9.99, so make that make sense. But anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It's gonna happen. It's the world we live in, unfortunately. All right. What are we doing next? I don't know. I need to take some chicken out of the freezer and get that thawed out for dinner, and do some cleaning around the house and laundry and things that you guys are not interested in. So I may do some chores and then pop back in with you in just a little while, because I do want to hang that plate up. We can do that together, and maybe that little wicker piece we can hang up too if I can find a place for it. That's also a good piece to put like I have in my kitchen. I'll show you, hold on. So like in my kitchen, in the corners, I put those wicker pieces too. Never mind summer and my cough medicine. We've been thoroughly using that the last few days. But I have one here, and then I have one over here, and they're just pretty background pieces. They're neutral. They don't take away from the center stage, which is your decor. They just add some height and some texture and interest. So I also use those things for that too. So that's another thing you can use it for. You can use it for a little tray if it's flat enough. This is another example of how I use those little wicker pieces. I pick them up all the time, and they're just very handy. And oh, here's another example right here, actually. This one I think was just a placemat, and I just used it as a placemat down there. So I like to use those a lot in the house. My ADHD is running rampant right now. We got a new microwave because ours blew up. I was gonna see if I could get Summer to eat some soup, so I warmed her up some soup that I made last night. I know that probably does not look very appetizing, but it was very good. And I got a little soup koozie here that my sister gave me. It's so sweet. I have 3 of them. This one has mushrooms, and it just kind of helps you when you're holding the bowl of soup, so it's not real hot. But I made this soup off of just the top of my head. I don't really have a recipe for it. It's hamburger meat, ramen, there's some onions and red peppers and spices and beef stock, and it's really tasty. Here's the other 2 soup koozies that I have. One is just like that one, and then this one has cute little owls on it. This one's not my favorite though because it doesn't quite hold my bowls. I like these plastic bowls, and it doesn't hold it just right, but this one, it fits in perfectly. So let's see if I can get her to eat a little bit of soup. And yes, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Does it matter when you eat soup when you're sick? Probably not. Well, I was going to hang my little plate, and I got my hammer, I got my little ladder, I got everything ready. I can't find, I'm washing sheets, that's why that looks like that. I cannot find my little plastic container that has all of my little brad nails that I hang it with. I guess when I cleaned out my craft room, I hid it from my own self. So I'm gonna have to wait a minute before I do that, but this is the wall that I want to put it on, and I think what I want to do is move this plate somewhere else and put that plate here because it's going to match a little better. But we got to find our brad nails first because we have to have them. And I also want to hang that little wicker piece here in the middle there and do that, but I gotta find my nails first. So we're at a standstill. I organized myself so well that I couldn't remember where I put them. So you're gonna be my witness. This is where I put them, right here in this drawer. This is, I guess, what I proclaim to be my tool drawer. So here it is. Remind me, because the next time I'm gonna forget where I put it, and I'm gonna need you to tell me where it was. All right, as soon as I do this, we gotta do real life stuff because I've got chores to do that I am putting on the back burner because I wanna have fun and I don't wanna do chores. But we still have plenty of time. We're gonna do some rearranging. I'm gonna take this down and I'm gonna replace it with this one because don't you think it's gonna match better? I do. I think it's gonna look a little better. It's a little high. Maybe I need to go down just a tad on it. But yeah, that looks better. Also, I could put it here. Let's see how that looks. Well, I like that better. And then maybe we can move this over just a little bit, and yeah, I guess that would work, but we really need, those are 2 things next to each other. Okay, let me just put that there for now. It'll work till we find another plate. Okay. All right, we're gonna keep that there, and then let's move into the bedroom. Okay, so we're in the bedroom. Acoustics are much better in here, aren't they? And I had started going above my doors in my bedroom with some more of my plates. So, I figured as I added plates and found plates, we'd make some changes. But for now, I just kind of did this, which is, it's fine. It's just a little boring. But what I wanted to do is put this new little wicker piece up here, like maybe right there. And if I can swing it, maybe, I mean, it looks fine just like that, but I can take this plate that I just took down from the bathroom and set it up in the middle and just do that. But the problem is that this little wicker piece is a little, it protrudes a little bit. It's not completely flat, and I don't know that it's going to let me put that plate up in there. But ideally, ooh, I thought that was falling. Ideally, that would be what I wanted to do. That's what I had in my mind to do. But I don't think that it's gonna let me because it's kind of far out a little bit. Yeah, I'll try it and see, but I think it might be a little precarious and might try to fall, but we'll try it. I just got a longer nail so that just in case it works, we can get it to stay up there. This is same thing. I started adding plates up there, and I didn't really have a lot to add. I just figured we'd change it and it would grow as I found new pieces. So I've got these plates now that we need to hang up somewhere. So I think I'm just gonna arrange them up there and just kind of continue around, because if you're new and you don't know, let me show you. This is what I have behind my bed. And I don't actually go through the whole wall, but I just kind of like it in little sections. So I stopped with that and I considered that done. And then I started back over here in this section. And then we're gonna try to achieve the same thing here as we find pieces. Maybe I'll find another one of those round wicker pieces to put in the middle, but I'm gonna move this over and just add those other two plates up there. Okay, so now I just need a little wicker piece to add here in this section. I just like that plate better. I know there's a glare, let me fix it. I just like that plate better. It kind of goes with the scheme of the plates that are up there. And once I put a little wicker piece back there, I think that should finalize that. And I don't know, maybe we'll move over here. Who knows? Who knows what we'll do around here. But I did have some wicker plate. Actually, they're what you put underneath a paper plate if you're eating outside for a picnic, but I used all of them in my fall decor, so I don't have a single one. I don't have a single one to spare right now, so we're just gonna have to wait on that project. That's all I really have left to do this morning, other than writing down all of the names for the drawing, and I would like to do the drawing in this video if I can. So I'm gonna get a little bit of housework done. turn the camera around so you're not looking at the same thing. I'm going to get a little bit of housework done, some laundry done, and then sit down, maybe watch a video or something, and write down the rest of those names so that we can do the drawing before I end this video, because surprisingly, I've got probably about a 30-minute video of just piddling around the house. So that's good. We're gonna come in here. I'm gonna show you the progress of the fence. We have clothes in the folding chair to fold so you can feel right at home. So let's come out here and get a little sneaky peek of the fence and see how it's looking. Oh, you can't see it, can you? Oh no, I thought you'd be able to see it. It's right there. Can you see the black? So they're about a quarter of the way done already. Some quick little worker boys out there. All right, I got all of them cut up. I've never ever had a drawing with this many people before. I can't believe it. I'm so excited that you guys watched the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and doing all the things and leaving the comments. Samuel bought me this bucket, by the way. He thought it would be funny to try to scare me. So let's see if we can get it to work. Let's see if it'll work. I don't know if, hold on. It might not even be turned on. There we go. Yeah, he thought it would be so funny if I... All right, that's enough. That was my birthday present from Samuel. If you don't know who Samuel is, he's my 11-year-old nephew, and he thought it would be funny. So we're gonna use the bucket he gave me. Let me take that one. Turn it off. He thought it would annoy me too, and he's right, it does. I thought I turned it off. Okay, hopefully it's off now. All right, where was I at? I got all of these cut out. I've never had so many applicants before. We've got 2 salt and pepper shakers to give away instead of 1. So I am just going to randomly go in here. I'm gonna mix these up and just pick 2. I'm gonna pick 1 and we're gonna pick another. Okay, let's see who won. So we got Joy Jeffries slash B6M. That's the first, Joy Jeffries. And then we have Teresa Jarvins 5172. So if these are your names, send me an email. I'm going to put my email down here at the bottom. Send me an email so that I can get your address and I can send you your salt and pepper shakers. Congratulations, ladies. I'm going to keep all of these in this bucket for now. And I'd say maybe a week, if I don't hear from anybody, we'll do another drawing. But hopefully you guys will get the message. I'll put out a community post too so that you will know that you won and you can get in contact with me. I'm going to absolutely end this video now because it is already too long, but there's one quick fun thing I had to share with you. You guys know that I did a compost heap this past, all during the summer, through the winter, through the summer again. It's been in my backyard and I've just been adding things that we cook with. And like if we're cutting up peppers, the insides, anything fresh. I don't put bread in there and I don't put meat in there. I only put fresh produce or fruits in there. So anyway, David and I wanted to kind of fertilize a couple plants in the front of the yard a little bit. So we took a little bit of the compost and we put it in one of one of the trees in the front yard. Well, I had a couple plants to grow. I didn't know what they were. It could have been anything because all of the seeds that were out there. And they grew, and then I kind of forgot about them. David said there's some kind of, it looks like maybe a bell pepper growing in your tree outside. And they were growing, they were blooming some kind of fruit. And David said, you've got something growing in your little plant out there. It kind of looks like a bell pepper. So I forgot about it. I didn't pay it any attention. Well, how about I grew 3 tomatillos, and one of them I let go bad. They had the little shell covering on them. Of all the things in the world that I grew was this, because I've never even cooked with these. David made one meal where he got these from the grocery store, and he made like a green sauce and used these. And that, of all the things that I put in that compost heap over the last year, was what grew in my front yard. Can you believe that? So they're kind of sticky. I don't know the first thing about them. I don't know what to cook with them. I don't know. I mean, he could make that green sauce again, but I don't know if these are too small, if they're the right size. I don't know. I took that covering off of them because I wanted to see if they were still good. And one of them I did let go bad, but how cool is that? I just thought that was the neatest thing, and I wanted to share it with you. I can't show you my fence right now, the progress of my fence, because the guys are actually out there working and I don't want to put them on the video. So I'll show you a little clip right here. I'll take it later and I'll add it in, and that way you can see what it looks like, because they're supposed to finish it today. And then the only other thing I want to do before I say my goodbye is I pulled out that placemat, and I want to see what it's going to look like. So this is the placemat that I got from the yard sale, and it's so pretty. Look how neat it is. It's the perfect color. And this is what it would look like with one of my dishes sitting there for everyday use, every day, just, you know, hanging out. So I think for $5, I got a nice little deal, Lucille. Although, like I said, I'm going to keep these out because that's what I decorated with and that's what we're going with. But we can use both. We can just swap them back and forth. But I really like this a lot. Okay, I got everything back the way it was. Like I said, I'm going to save these just in case we don't hear back from the other ladies. I did also want to say one more thing, and then I promise I'm done. I promise. I could not comment back on everybody's comments. I usually like to interact under my comment section as best I can. Sometimes when I put out more than one video a week, it gets a little hard, but I always read every single comment that you put, and I at least heart it. If I don't get the comment back, I will at least put a heart beside it. So with that amount of comments, I was only able to heart next to the comments, but please know that I read every single one of them. You guys are amazing, and I appreciate all the love that you give my channel every single week. But that's all that I have for you for now. Thank you for spending the morning with me, although now it's 1 o'clock and we've seeped into the afternoon. I do appreciate you spending a few minutes of your day with me. It means the whole world. As always, thank you guys so much. I love you all, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.